and don't take. I won't ask you to name projects that you didn't accept, but what goes into your process? Like, what would make you not take a role?
I don't want to embarrass myself, and I don't want to embarrass my wife like this.
Okay.
And that's really it. I mean, I don't, not only do I not mind playing the bad guy, I actually like playing the bad guy. And the reason is because to understand what is right, what is what is good, you have to have evil and dark side to balance that out. So my question is, and that's probably another aspect, I have to make sure that the overriding theme or the moral of the story, in that moral, that what is right, what is good wins out. I don't mind saying that negative aspect within telling the story, but if it's the whole flip side where you go down a whole path I don't believe in.
Right.
And usually it's the dark side, or it's satanic, whatever else, I'm not going to be a part of it.
Right, right. I also want to talk a little bit about Tennyson Hardwick. Have any of you read the Tennyson Hardwick series?
Yes, I have.
That was actually Blair was the one who first came with the idea of collaboration, and Steve said, let's make it a mystery series, and we put it all together, in part just by way of explanation, because it is so difficult. It should not be that difficult, actually, to create a detective character in film who happens to be a black man. We did just have Alex Cross. We did have Devil in a Blue Dress many years ago. But it's so, the projects that you think, why, I can understand it takes a while to get a supernatural project. Large people don't quite get that, black people don't. But a detective, but it's so difficult sometimes, those roles that would seem so easy. So we came up with the idea of creating these books that are really, like Steve likes to say, they're novelizations of movies that have not been made. They're sort of in a fantasy world. So the book covers are movie posters, and Blair is the actor, and also we had many long conversations in LA at Blair's favorite breakfast place discussing this character of Tennyson Hardwick. So,
one thing I'd like to say very, very briefly, that you said that actors should do the stage. I've been asked by a lot of young writers what kind of writing classes they should take. What I suggest is that forget writing classes. Take journalism and study acting. Because actors study character from the inside out. They study it intrinsically as opposed to extrinsically, not just kicks and so forth, but what's going on the deep level. So a lot of people don't understand how the three people collaborate on these books. And what Blair did was he kept us honest about the character of Tennyson Hardwick. Everything is related to his journey, what's going on. And then there's a gap between, he's a somewhat unreliable narrator. He does not see himself. He is a better man than he sees himself as being. So if you get the difference between his actions and what he says about his actions, that's another level of subtlety that very few writers manage to get. That's one of the things that Blair brought to it by feeling his way through the character, as opposed to writing about a character moving through a landscape. What is the internal journey? What's the external journey? So that made it just wonderful working with him.
No, it's been amazing. I mean, and you're right, we get that question a lot, how do three people work together? But it's important to know your strengths. We all have the three of us have different strengths. We all bring that to the table. So I don't write. That's not my thing. I'm real clear on that. So I don't get in the way of that. But what I do enjoy doing is I think I'm just a little understanding of it is character. Our character.
You produce, I would say that you produce them. Everything, because it's your face on it. Remember what you said about not wanting to embarrass your wife, your family. You're very careful about the way that you're perceived. That idea that there are certain images that Hollywood will not present because they do not feel that it will be commercial. So what we're doing is we're building a bridge to that future. We're saying that there is going to be a future in which black actors will be able to be presented as powerful and intelligent and sensual. And that we're not going to wait for that. Like, by any means necessary, we're going to create a world in which these images are available for us in the exact same way that those images are available for white audiences. White audiences, not a single week goes by, ever. I've done this experiment many times. Just got a box office mojo or a variety of one of these things that take a look at what's in the movie theater during that week. Now, you cannot find a single week in which white audiences are not given those images for themselves. And you can barely find a single week in which black audiences have those images. So we're just trying to fit in that gap.
And speaking of images, when our last book came out, Transition, yes, we learned that in journalism class. And don't take any writing classes except those here at Spelman, by the way. Take all of those. When we did the last novel, From Cape Town with Love, the publisher was kind enough to give us a little budget, Blair, a little budget, to do a video ebook. It was called The Book. It's still available, book.com, book.com, which is basically an abridged version of the novel with video supplementation. But from those clips, and that was so much fun, we shot those in LA. I got to do a little cameo. Steve got to do a little martial arts scene, so you can watch out for Steve. But we do have the trailer Blair cut together from those clips, and you would swear it's an actual movie, you know? I mean, I think you shot, what, 15 minutes of footage total? Yeah. So, from this trailer, you think it was a full-length motion picture, and I think we're ready to show the clip, right? Yes, we are ready to show the clip. Trailer.
Mike, please. Mike.
Oh, no, that's not the trailer, though. Sorry, that's not the trailer. It's the first one.